everyone. Happy 2023. Happy June 2023. So this is just an intro to the monthlies, just to let you know that I'm back to work again, although I never really stopped working, but I'm back to work on YouTube. And if you wanted to book a reading, all my information is in the description box below the video, where there is a link to the website. And just to remind you, the name of the channel will be changing soon, so I'll be putting the old name in brackets. And but I don't know if I'm doing it yet, but it'll happen at some point. And then what else do I need to say? If you do want to book, please look at the website and read the booking instructions, just to make everything easier, so we don't have to go back and forth with emails. Because I don't like to be in my ego, having to think about things. I like to be let go. That's it. All right. Have a lovely month. I hope the monthlies help you out. Lots of love. Bye. Aries, June 2023. So what is the message, or the messages for Aries? So they're showing me the Page of Pentacles. And the Page of Pentacles in the image is holding the Ace of Pentacles. So Ace of Pentacles is about brand new beginnings in the physical world, and the Page is about bringing news, often about bringing news. So news about brand new beginnings in the physical world. They just show me an eye, and the eye just opened. So something eye-opening, basically. Some kind of news that brings clarity, new perspective. Is it about perspectives? I think it's about perspective, because again the eye is about looking at things in a new way. So the brand new beginning, looking at things in a new way. Looking at the physical world, looking at your physical environment, looking at your physical situation in a brand new way. In the image, they're showing a lot of kind of images of Easter. They just said uprising. So, but they're not meaning like a war or anything. They're just meaning like a waking up. So rising up, a waking up, basically. Oh, that's the eye opening as well. So waking up. And seeing things anew, basically, for you, Aries. It's a really gentle energy, I have to say, this month for you. It's not tumultuous at all. Let's just see what this is. King of Wands. So this is vibrational energy. This is masculine energy, mastery of the masculine energy, and really represents Aries, actually. King of Wands. So this is you, I feel. Mastery in some way. Coming into mastery. I say, it's a very, feels really balanced energy for you this month. Really kind of stable. Well, 4 is about stability. So that makes sense. Stable and grounded. Like solid. Like real. Like knowing. Kind of like you just kind of got it all down pat, like you really got an understanding of, they just said fixed, of how things, how you want things to be, almost, like inside of you as well, like, how you want to be, like that you want to just feel good all the time, basically, that you just want to be in the right spot for you, vibrationally in the right spot, energetically, mentally, and emotionally in the right spot for you, that feels really good. So I think this is a new awareness that's coming in for you, is about understanding how you set your own boundaries, they're saying. So it's about boundaries as well. I mean, the 4 is really representative of a boundary, it's like a really stable, secure number. So it's about how you set your own boundaries and how that's going to allow you to kind of function in a more grounded and stable way. Because when you set boundaries, And that just means that you are going to be set in a way that's comfortable for you. So nothing about boundaries is about starting wars or, or attacking or anything like that. It's just about a clear cut kind of way that you operate in terms of the outside world. So in terms of anything that comes to you, events, people, situations, whatever comes to you, that you just remain very solid and very stable and very grounded in your, they just said, sense of self-worth and your collaboration basically with yourself in this lifetime, through all perspectives, through all modalities again. So your physical, mental, emotional, vibrational, the 4 points of groundedness. It feels very, very, like they just said, reaffirming your place in the world. And again, not by going outwards and affecting anybody else's place in the world or trying to do that. So there's no attacking or going out. It's just like there could be some no's coming in, like where you are guided to say no directly to somebody or to an offering of a situation, to just say no in whatever way to establish your your place. Like, someone might say, oh, can you do this for me? And there's just a firm no that you answer back. Doesn't really matter what the reason is. I feel like it's more like guided into just like coming into a full operation of having boundaries set. So that would mean, therefore, that somebody comes to you with a suggestion, an offering, a piece of advice, or a request, and you give a no, but you don't feel the need to explain why, and you don't feel the need to go inside yourself and start to like play it out inside yourself and like, oh, what do they think of me saying no, and I wonder if they think that I mean this and that and that, because sometimes you can just kind of spend so much time elaborating inside a self about, why did I, what are they thinking of me, or or maybe I shouldn't have said it, or maybe I should. But with you, this month, it just feels like you've been delivered a lesson. With the Page of Pentacles that they showed at the beginning is about lessons as well. And incoming news. So again, being delivered a lesson, and also physical, and it's a person, the page. So I think someone coming to you, offering you a lesson. And a lesson is just an event, in you owning your own boundaries. And then what you see, setting the boundaries means that you don't have that self-flagellation going on inside of like, how awful sometimes because when you don't have boundaries and you say no, you just start beating yourself up for saying no, and it feels so like it's some, when you're in that stage of not having a boundary, it's almost like, feels like, oh, it would have been easier to say yes and just do the thing, So what comes first is that obviously no boundaries, and you say yes and you do the thing, and you resent doing the thing, and you wish you had said no. And then comes the saying no and the feeling like, oh, it would have been easier to say yes because I'm getting all this backlash for saying no, maybe, from this other person or just from my own feelings. And then comes the saying of the no, and the no backlash at all, either from yourself, inside yourself, and eventually maybe you get a little bit from the person coming to you, but the lesson is to hold on to your groundedness, and then the next time you say no, nothing comes back to you because everything comes from how you are. So once your boundaries are set internally and it's vibrational boundary, you can say no and nobody comes back at you with a like, oh, but you should have said a yes. Do you see what I mean? So it's about that basically for you this month. And oh, look, King of Swords coming out as well. So it's a lot of masculine energy. To set boundaries is about having an ego. You have to use your voice. You have to use, you've got to, it's all about a situation. So it does require a thinking that comes along. Some thinking is guided. It's like we're bringing you this event. You're going to have to decide how you want to manage this event. And then you're going to have to operate in accordance with your desire. So, and this is often a trickle-down effect, like I said before. So you get the first event that's like quite shattering, and then the next one that's a bit easier, next one that's a bit easier. So somehow using your voice to set a boundary. An assertiveness, they just said. His assertion, this is voice. Page of Swords. Page of Swords is delivering a message, basically. So again, lessons as well. So in some ways, you know, how you're going to set your boundary and what you're going to say. And then we've got Ace of Cups, which is all about love. So love, well, love is the feeling good, right? It's the feel good factor. So for you to come into your feel good, you've got to be released from everything that could make you feel bad. And the only way that you get to that point of no feeling bad is by eventually having set boundaries where nothing can make you feel bad. Because oftentimes what makes you feel bad is other people's perceptions, is other people's desires of you, is the feelings that come from relationship with other people, the feeling of letting people down, the feeling of putting someone's nose out of joint, feelings of yourself, of ashamedness, of lack of self-worth. All this stuff has to be cleared through till you get to the place where you just feel good in your everyday life. And literally saying no to somebody is just like a salesman knocking on the door, you opening the door, you saying very just firmly and politely, no thank you, closing the door and forgetting that it ever happened, basically. And not holding on to that inside yourself and thinking, oh God, I really should have thought about it, should have talked to him a bit more, he looks so desperate, whatever. So this is the love that comes, and this is self-oriented, right? It's one Ace of Cups. So to have love, love is it's basically an individual event inside of yourself. It's freedom, and in that respect is where we're all being guided all the time towards to find that inside of ourselves, so that we can all be free, basically, free of judgment. And then we can live in accord with our own desires and feel fine all the time. And everybody else can feel fine all the time, because nobody's going to be wanting anything from anybody else. And you're not going to be wanting anything from them. And we can all just get on with our own lives and feel fine and interact and communicate and commune in a sense of freedom. So that's what's coming from your event this month. Six of Pentacles, that's someone reaching out in the physical world. Someone meeting you, coming towards you and them communing. Seven of Swords, this is about fear. You've got that right in the heart of the matter. So what it is to clear the fear. So fear is a feeling, and you can feel it inside your physical body. You feel it a lot of the time in your core and in your heart. Sometimes it's sinking down into your lower back and dragging you down. And it feels like things, discord inside your physical body, anxiety, panic, that kind of, what they call a panic attack is a fear attack, basically. And you feel like everything inside of you is reverberating, basically. And it's also mental, right? It comes in the head, it starts to tighten up the head and tighten up the thoughts and starts to take you away from your feeling good. So this is an event of fear, basically. So again, it's something coming towards you. Here we've got it coming towards you in the physical, where you're going to have to basically, they're saying, stand up for yourself, own your rights to freedom, judgment, destiny. So everything is destined, basically. This is a destined event. So it's quite a big one, though, with judgment. Everything's destined because it happens, therefore it must be. However, this is a big one for you. So it's a lesson. Not everything is a lesson, So, big event coming in terms of setting boundaries. It's going to bring you love eventually as well. Creation, Three of Pentacles. So it's through creation in the physical world. Love comes, right? So you becoming love, which is becoming freedom, becoming self-organized. You could say sovereign being, which is, you are in control of your own self. You are you are not connected to other people, you're not corded, because some people talk about being corded energetically. So you just released of all those cords of other people. And fear is in the mind, so you might find an unraveling in the mind, like a letting go going on in the mind of somebody or something. I mean, it's going to be different for everybody. I feel like for some people it's going to be something that's been going on for a while, that is maybe somebody you've known for a while. Maybe it's a family or a strong friend, a long time friend, where it's become a bit one-sided maybe, and they ask more of you than you receive from them. Maybe you're feeling like pulled all the time, like you're pulled out of balance because of them. Maybe they're you feel like they're drawing your energy too much, they're taking your energy by asking too much of you or expecting too much of you, or simply it could be as simple as just having the main part of a conversation. Like sometimes somebody and they have like 90% of the conversation is about them and them talking, and your 10% is just giving them a feedback on what they're saying, all about them. And that can be very draining. And maybe it's just something like that because we've got this voice here, right? And then we've got this fear. And I feel like there's a fear of you pulling away from that and just simply saying, no, I don't have the time this month, or I don't have the time today, and I'm really sorry, but I don't have the time, or whatever you say. I don't know how you're going to say it. It's going to be different for everybody, but it's delivered here in a message, right? It's created through the physical. It's about love. There is a sense of release coming for you this month after this, almost like an out breath and a relaxation coming for you after it, where you're like, oh, I'm glad I've got that off my chest, because I've been meaning to say that for ages, and it's just been building and building and building. That's how it feels to me. 5 of Cups. So we've got this like love that's still there, and what's like all around is kind of fallen down and broken. So maybe this is this person over here, and it's just like it's going to be like some kind of a 5 is about change emotionally, some kind of letting, having to really just this thing. I mean, I don't like the phrase letting somebody down because it feels like you're doing something wrong, but that is what they're saying. It's like you're saying to someone, I can't do this anymore. Basically, it's not that I don't like you, it's not that I don't love you, it's not that I don't care, but I just can't do this anymore. It feels like he's going to say that somehow to somebody, maybe here. A final assertion, they're saying. So I just feel brewing. It's been brewing. I mean, we've got this as the heart of the matter, fear of doing it as the heart of the matter. So it's been brewing for a while. He's also a 7. That's lessons, right? Strength. You've got strength coming out, and you've got masculine on top of feminine. So it's assertion again. And it is holding your power, basically. Strength is all about power. It's about just owning your power. There may be like a feeling this releases, actually it's going to release like what they call a blockage, which is really just when you go into fear and you get all that feeling inside your physical body, which is in your chakras. It feels physical, right? But it's actually your energy body inside that's overlapping your physical body. It's the energy that's affected with those feelings. So it feels like this event, whatever it is going to kind of free you up, because it's an activation, right? So to release fear, you have to go through fear. You have to face fear. You have to go into it. You have to deal with fear, because only by dealing with the fear that then you get the power over the fear. Sometimes it's a vocal lesson that you're going through, right? And owning that power. And this seems like a vocal lesson in they say feel the fear and do it anyway. It's that, moving into the fear, dealing with the fear. And as you do that, you will feel it in your physical body, because it's one of those things where you just do, because it's like, oh my God, what did I just say? Or, oh, I've been wanting to say that forever. But then it clears, right? So the next time in the world, in your life, when you are faced with a similar situation, maybe it comes around again with somebody else a different person in a different way, you don't get all those feelings coming up inside of you, because it's about management and it's about operation in a physical environment. And, as you release through this one, when the next one comes in, you will have done it already. So you will already know what you've done and how it works, and that you come out the other end and you're fine. And it's all right and everything's fine, because it's going to be fine. And then you have no, if the next time you do it, it's like water off a duck's back. And it's like, oh, I know this one, I've done this before. Four of Wands underneath, which is vibration, accuracy and vibration. So that's bringing you into your point of attraction. So again, we've got the four, the two kings, which are both fours, and it's about stability. This is Wands, this is vibrational stability. Like I say, the feelings inside yourself when you go into panic or fear, it's vibrational. It's your chakras. Although it feels like it's in your physical, it's physical, it's actually your energy body. So for your vibration to be accurate in point of attraction and feeling good all the time, those feelings have to be cleared, and they can only be cleared by you going through an event that will clear them. So clearly, you have got an event coming to you this month that will clear some of that. I don't know if it's going to clear all of it. It may be that, because you have to go through, everybody has to go through a few of these before they get to where it's like, it's just nothing. You don't feel anything when you do it, because boundaries, physical interaction is always going to take place, right? So once you have it set in your vibrational, that's done, that's cleared through the chakras, it means that you bring less of it towards you, because you don't need to bring it, because you're not setting the boundary and having to relieve it in the chakras. And therefore life gets a lot easier, because you're not bringing those events to you to go through that management of fear. So it's all good. And that's what you've got this month, they're saying. So lots of love. See you next time. Bye.